Okay, today I'll be doing a video on this Gateway E-3400 computer. Found this in my garage somewhere. This was like my old computer back in the early 2000s. It has a Pentium 3 850 megahertz processor, and I'm going to show you this computer basically. I'll show you how to take it apart. Sorry about the lighting, this room is a bit dark. Okay, adjust this. Not focused. Okay, let me get that to focus. Okay, forget it. So to take this computer apart, there's like a little button down there. Do you see it? You just push it and the side pops out. So I'm gonna push it, and the bottom part like loosens after you push that button. I forgot how to do it. I forgot how to take this thing apart, but I'll figure it out. It's been a while since I played with this thing. Okay, this comes out as you can see, and you just tilt it like so, just tilting it at a slightly tilted angle, and then you just pull it out just like that. That's how you get the case off. And you notice that there's like a little tabs that are right there, 4 of them, and they align into these cuts in there, and then that's how you get it in. And to get the drive out, you would push. Oh, okay, I think I removed something before. So there's this little screw here. Just pull it out, unscrew it, and then you push this button right there, and then you see this thing, you just push that way to remove it. Push in the button and then move the thing, and it loosens up the drive bay, as you can see, the front panel. So you could take out the optical discs and the 3.5-inch floppy disk as well, and replace them if you have to. One of them are broken or whatever. And make sure you unloosen these cables before you do that. And then to put it back in, you just apply pressure that way, and then just get it in, and it locks back in place just like that. Let me get that screw back in so I don't lose it. You could get the entire motherboard out of this computer as well. There's this little lever right here. So if you move it this way, it releases the left side panel. If I'm sitting in the front like this, it'd be my left. So it would release that motherboard tray. So I'll show you. You can see it's released, and I could remove the motherboard tray. Let me get to the other side. So it released it, the other side panel, and the motherboard tray is right here, as you can see. And you just, all you have to do is just move it up like this. Just move it up slowly. And that releases the motherboard tray. Let me get that in focus. Okay, better. So that released it. And then just pull it right out. Should come right out just like this. And this is the entire motherboard assembly, which just came out. And as you can see, there's like some kind of connectors on the bottom, and those connectors go, get that, they go right in here, kind of like a cartridge or something. And that's how the motherboard goes into this computer. So as you can see, after I removed everything, it looks pretty bare, doesn't it? Let me get a better view of that. From the other side as well. And that's after I removed all the panels and everything. Get another view. Okay. And the thing about this computer is you can't just put a regular AGP video card in it, due to the fact that I'm going to show you that right after I put everything back in, okay? As you can see, the hard drive bay is right here. I'll show it to you from the other side as well. There's 1, 2, and 3 hard drive bays for this computer. And I'm going to put this tray back in. I'll show you how to put it back in. Motherboard tray. See, there's a hinge right there. There's a hinge right there as well. They align to these pieces, this hinge and this hinge. Show you how that goes in. Just align it like so. It just rolls right in. Make sure this is out like that before you get it in. So you push it in, and then you a little bit difficult to do on camera. Show you. Okay, that goes in. Make sure it is aligned before you do anything. There you go. These hinges right here, they gotta go in there like that before you do it. Get it in. Okay, now it's seated correctly, and then you just get it in. Push this in. Goes right in. There's like, so you have to slide it into there, and there, and then push it in to get it in. Now it's firmly in place. As for that AGP card thing issue, let me move this up. The AGP card is in here. Let me get a flashlight. That's the AGP slot right there. And the AGP card goes in here. So obviously a standard AGP card isn't going to fit here, right? Because the opening is too small, which I will show you from the other side. So the AGP card goes right there. And obviously it's not the same length as a standard slot, so a standard AGP card will not be able to be fitted in here. I'll put the side panel back in. And to do that, you just have to align these holes, these slots, to the cutouts on the bottom to get it in. Just do this at a slight angle. Make sure it hooks in there, and then you just push in like that. And then so the way you get it in is by doing this. See that thing right there? Just make sure you push it in like that. Get it in like that, and it just locks back in place. That's it. To get it out, the same thing. Get the side panels in securely. Thing is quite heavy. The hard drive bays can be accessed from this side. You could just pull this thing out. Okay, that's the hard drive, and the way I removed it was just by pulling it out of this slot. It's like a little rail here, you just get it in. Just like that. Just goes right in. To get it out, you just push down on the tabs and pull it out just like that. That's how you get the hard drive in. Get it in, just align it to the rails. Just push in and put the EIDE cable in, and the Molex power supply cable. Get it in just like that. To get it out, you just pull this out. This is going to be on very tightly, so you're gonna have to pull pretty hard. And this thing, you just pull it out. The ID cable. It's also going to be on pretty tight, but you can just pull it out with this tab right there. And with these old hard drives, you do have to mess with the jumper settings, which you see right there. You have to set the master and the slave IDE jumpers to get the hard drives to boot correctly. And to take out the power supply, it's pretty easy to do. Just see that? Just move it up. Just move that lever up. That should release the hard drive. That should release the power supply. It's very hard to do. Okay. So what you do is you move this lever up and push this that way. And this thing is plastic, so if you put too much pressure, it could break it. So kind of like assist it by pushing in that way, giving it a force in this direction while you pull the lever, and the power supply just comes out. It's a completely modular power supply. From what you can see, it just connects to that on the case. And that's how it goes. That's how you take it out. If this power supply is blown, you find another one just like this, and you just put it in. You can't use a standard power supply for this computer. It will only use a power supply which was manufactured by Gateway. That's the bad thing about it. Like I said, that's the interface. Wonder how much power this thing has. 200 watts. That's it. Computers back in those days didn't need a lot of power. To get it in, you just let me show you that. Get a better view of it. Just slide it in, align it and slide it in. Make sure this thing is up a little bit, and then you just push it in, and that's it. It's in. It's connected. As easy as that. Let me get this thing up. Quite heavy. If you do have something like this, you could use a PCI based graphics card. They did make them in 3DFX did make PCI based graphics cards, 3D accelerators, and so did NVIDIA and everybody else. So you could just put a PCI based graphics card and put it in here, and you could play games from back in the late 1990s. And this is a Pentium 3 processor. This has a Pentium 3 processor, and the computer has about 256 megabytes of RAM, so you should be able to play almost all the high-end games from the late 1990s, like Quake 2 and Star Wars. Forgot what the game was called. It was Star Wars Mysteries of the Sith, Star Wars, Dark Forces 2, I think. Yeah, that one. And some other games. I don't remember off the bat, but I'll leave it in the video description so you could look it up. I'm going to get the thing back in. As for the bottom of the hard drive tray, I couldn't get it out. It seems like it was locked in there or something. So I was only able to use 2 hard drive trays. The bottom part was locked. Okay, to get it in, what you do is to get the case back in. I think you put it in like this. Let me get a better view of that. Show you how it is. How it looks like. This top view. Okay, that's a good view right there. The way it goes in, you tilt it in, you align it in there like that, and then you get it in. Part. From here you just push in. Just push it in and to get it in. That's it. Now it's in. There's like little tabs on the bottom. It locks into cutouts on the bottom, so you just apply a little bit of pressure and get it in. That's it. That completes this review of this Gateway E-3400. And this computer came with Windows 2000 Professional, and it could pretty much run every Windows 98 game. I remember you could. I had Windows 2000 and I was able to run every Windows 98 game on it. Pretty much. Let's look at the back. There are 5 PCI slots. There are 2 USB ports, a stereo microphone. I don't know what the blue one is. It's some kind of a audio port, I think. There's a stereo mouse port, a keyboard port, a stereo keyboard port. And there's 2 serial ports. That's for the VGA. That's a parallel port. And that's about it. Okay, thanks for watching.